Hey everyone, Couch Investor back to another video for today. I hope you're all having a wonderful weekend so far, at least much better than myself. I have to deal with a small fever. Hopefully it goes away pretty fast. Anyways, in this video we're going to talk about numbers out of China, a lot of numbers out of Europe, the India story, and then at the end we're going to go over the chart. But first, a small comment here from Deutsche Bank after the Tesla shareholder meeting. So they were very, very impressed with everything that's happening at the Gigafactory, but they did say something about advertising. Most notably, according to the notes from Deutsche Bank's analyst, Tesla executives revealed that the company have been considering advertising for months, but were prompted to act after seeing the enthusiasm from the group of Tesla investors. Tesla believes that besides attracting new customers to the brand, its marketing could also help address buyers' misconceptions regarding battery life and range, charging and charging availability, and the general durability of electric vehicles. As I said many times, with Tesla advertising, it's more about education than actually trying to sell or lie about your product. It's really more about giving more information and maybe tackling misinformation with regards to EVs, which of course, if Tesla does go to that path, which is advertising but in a form of informative advertising, it will not only help Tesla, but it will help the whole EV adoption, which is the main goal here. Again, let's try it out. Let's see what happens. Now, they also said something with regards to the Cybertruck. The analysts were incredibly impressed by the progress on tooling for the upcoming Cybertruck, which will be revealed fully in Q3 of this year. Giga Texas was well designed and runs very efficiently and is clearly making good progress in ramping up both vehicles and battery cell volumes and in installing tooling for Cybertruck. And if you can't get enough of Cybertrucks, here is some Cybertruck winter testing. Now, before I jump into the China and Europe numbers, if you like this type of videos, leave it a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not, would really appreciate that. And if you want to support me even further, do check out the link down in the description and in the pinned comment to get the top 10 best stocks to buy now, or go to fool.com/couchinvestor. So with regards to China, the CPCA reported 49 days of inventory for passenger cars in China. And if we look at Tesla, right, you've seen this chart before, this is from Piloli on Twitter. I highly recommend you go follow him. Tesla is at 6 days of inventory, and we still hear a lot of noise about inventory when the China passenger vehicle inventory sits at 49 days. Then we've got the weekly insurance data from China came in at just under 10,000. Again, it's stronger than last quarter in week 6, still on track for the best quarter and best year ever. Then if we go and look at Tesla in China for this year so far, sales are up already 68.6%. So far, every month of 2023 has been better than the same month last year. April and May last year were affected by COVID, of course, and this is something I keep on repeating because yes, some people will use the year-over-year comparison to try and make a point, but remember last year, heavy lockdowns. And for those that are saying, yes, but even now the numbers are underwhelming, even though when you do comparison year over year, the numbers today are underwhelming. Well, this year, it's not like we're having a wonderful year either, right? We have high inflation, macroeconomic struggles, war. I mean, it's not like it's smooth sailing right now, especially not in China. Then we continue here with the news. So Tesla apparently applied to expand the Shanghai plant and add a pouch battery cell output, which, to be honest, I don't know why. Remains to be seen if this report is actually correct or not. So the undated public notice said the potential expansion would give the Shanghai Gigafactory the capacity to produce 1.75 million powertrain units annually, up from 1.25 million currently. Your guess is as good as mine when it comes to the pouch batteries. I don't know, maybe it's for battery storage, maybe it's from something else they're working on. I don't know. In my opinion, clearly not for vehicles. Then moving up, we're going to India. So apparently on May 17, we had a report here. Tesla starts talk to build a factory in India, which again is not the first time that we're hearing this. But 2 days later, we had a second article come out from Reuters. Tesla serious on establishing India production, innovation base, minister says. So If we scroll down, they are very seriously looking at India as a production and innovation base. We have signaled to them that the government of India is working together and will certainly make whatever ambitions they have or investment objectives they have in India a success. Again, these are just rumors, some reports, no confirmation whatsoever. Remains to be seen what happens. And now let's move over to Europe. So let's start off with this headline right here. Tesla Model Y was world's best-selling EV in Q1. If you look at the numbers here, Tesla Model Y, 279,700. Number 2, we have the BYD Song, which is battery electric vehicles, and plug-in hybrids at 147,924. Number 3, the Tesla Model 3, 132,470. Now, if you look at the brands, BYD is the number 1 there. Of course, BYD has more than 4 models that Tesla is selling, so not surprised there. Plus, it's also including plug-in hybrids. So 523,987. Tesla number 2 with 422,873. And then look at this difference right here. BMW number 3, 98,131 vehicles. Pretty sad. Then some more graphs here. So if you look at Tesla sales in Europe year to date, sales are up 82% so far. And yes, here again, you can make the case last year heavily impacted by lockdowns, COVID, whatever, 100%. But this year it's impacted by everything else. War, high inflation, macroeconomic uncertainties, etc., etc. Then for the couple of Polish viewers, we have some numbers out of Poland. So with the April sales data, Poland is the next country that has already sold more Tesla year to date than the entire last year. Now, if we look at Tesla European sales by month and quarter, the first month of this quarter was the best first month of a quarter ever. And Roland says here, let's say sales in Europe are flat for the year, so 93,000 for 4 quarters is 372,000 for the year. That's still 60% more than last year, 232,000. Pretty impressive for a company that has no demand. Then one of the last things here, we can look at some specific countries. So Norway reached the target this week despite 2 holiday days with 0 sales. Sweden surprises with 157% over target, but also with the lowest target. Netherlands will be the next one to reach that target, which is the dotted lines, by the way, on the picture. Spain is close and Denmark should be there by the end of the month. In Italy, it's the furthest away from their goal. And all in all countries combined, May is at 91% of February sales with only 65% of the month gone. The first deliveries of 3 ships from China that arrived this week can also be expected. And one of the last things before we look at the graph, Tesla Model 3 and Y Europe inventory across all countries. Of course, UK and Germany make up the majority of the market share there, but it's nice to see that right now we're finally seeing some downtrend there. Of course, still very, very high compared to where we were before. But all in all, not that bad. Then if we go and look at the United States, we can see that Model X listing has been coming down. Model 3 listings have been down/flat-ish. For the rest, Model Y barely has any inventory as always. Model S listing, same thing there. Not a lot of movements. Again, Model X and S doesn't really change that much for Tesla currently. And now lastly, the graph. Now we can clearly see, this is by the way on the daily chart, we can finally say that we have filled that gap from back in April. We're now at $180 there. This is again on the daily chart. If we look at the weekly one, we had a big green candle this week, back over the 50 and the 20-day moving average. MACD still bullish, although still under the zero. RSI pretty neutral. All in all, pretty good week for the stock. So to conclude, another solid week for Tesla in China and in Europe. Of course, numbers out of Germany and UK right now are still behind a question mark. Remains to be seen what happens there with inventory. Rumor has it that inventory has been building up in Germany. Again, remains to be seen what happens there. But overall, in every other country that they're operating in, we are seeing records left, right, and center. Then, with regards to India, with regards to advertising, what they mentioned during the shareholder meeting, lots of exciting things for Tesla's future. And it's not about what happens right now or next week or next month. It's how Tesla will dominate and operate for years and years to come. whether you like to wait or you don't like to wait. With Tesla, it's not something that you will see huge results in the next few quarters. No, if you want to see big gains, big results, you have to be in this for years and years to come. Now, I would love to talk a bit more about the shareholder meeting, but I think that my fever is coming back a little bit right now, so I'll just have to stop the video here. Again, do share your thoughts down in the comments below. If you enjoy this type of videos, leave it a thumbs up, subscribe if you have not, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye.